Girls Cafe. Today we are going to be doing, we're going to be doing some homemade chicken Alfredo. So I'm going to cook like two and a half pounds of chicken. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm going to put some of the chicken aside for a salad for later for another video. But for the chicken Alfredo, we're going to be using fresh broccoli, heavy cream from my local dairy, which is Hilderland. This is a local dairy here in Kansas. They have a whole dairy farm where you can go in and get ice cream and milk and other things. So I really love the local dairy. We're going to be using some prosciutto. If you don't have prosciutto or you don't like prosciutto, you can use bacon. Fresh mozzarella, fresh parmesan, a little bit of feta cheese, black pepper, because you need a lot of black pepper, olive oil, and a little bit of butter. You're going to need some grounded herbs, dried herbs. You're going to need garlic powder, onion powder, and seasoning salt for your chicken, bell pepper, onion, garlic, parsley, fresh parsley, Italian parsley, and cilantros. And you're going to need some noodles. My noodles of choice when I make homemade Alfredo is fettuccine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move some stuff to the side. And we're going to go ahead and get started on this video. So the first thing I like to do, my skillet is all heating up. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to get my prosciutto into the skillet. All of that. I love prosciutto, especially in my Italian dishes. Anytime I'm making like a white sauce, it just carries off so well. So let me move this to the side. So what you're going to do is you're going to, let me drain a little bit of the water off this chicken. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add in a little bit of olive oil on the chicken. And this just helps the seasoning to stick to the chicken. You're going to use 2 teaspoons of seasoned salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and I like to use basil, cilantro, parsley, and oregano when I'm, seasoning my chicken for the chicken Alfredo, and just give it a good mix. Turn that skillet down a little bit. Grab something so I can stir up my prosciutto. This is smelling so good, y'all. So, finish stirring up my chicken. Put my cheese over to the side. And you just want to give the chicken a good toss until all of it is completely marinated in the spices. So there you go, guys. There's our chicken. I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. Then we're going to go ahead and start cutting up our vegetables. Now I use a garlic press anytime I am making garlic. Give that a good stir. So what I'm going to do when this prosciutto gets done, I'm going to take it out and then I'm going to saute my veggies. So right now, we're going to go ahead and move the other camera so you guys can get a better angle. I'm going to go ahead and chop up my onion. Now I try, when I'm making dishes and stuff, I try to use as many fresh herbs as possible. Not possible, but possible. And onions and bell peppers just happen to be one of the things that I love when I cook. You don't necessarily have to use bell peppers and onions, but you do need the fresh cilantros and parsley. I will say that you definitely will need that. And I just like to get these, you know, chopped up. I don't want them really fine because I like to taste them in the sauce. I like them in the sauce. We're going to take our parsley and cilantro and just ball it all up together. Give it a rough chop. Now we're going to move those back over to the plate. And we're just going to go ahead and chop up a bell pepper. Y'all, the struggle is real with these lights. And this is pretty much a one-pot meal in my house. Alfredo, minus the pasta that I have to boil separate, but let me get something to put that prosciutto in. Because it's already cooked. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the rest of the olive oil and a little bit of butter. About a tablespoon and a half of butter for your chicken. And a little bit of olive oil so that the butter doesn't burn. If you ever need to, you know, cook a dish and you are afraid that your butter is going to burn, all you need to do is add in the butter and olive oil mixture. And that will pretty much stop your butter and olive oil from burning. Yep. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and start placing my chicken into the skillet. Now I like to use, you can use like whole chicken breast or you can use chicken tender. And I like to use the tenders because they tend to cook a little bit faster. And like I said, I'm not going to use all of these. I'm going to do a video with a nice salad. So we're going to set the rest of these in the refrigerator. And we're going to let those finish cooking off while I finish chopping up the rest of the veggies. So today, I know you guys, things are going a little bit different on the channel today because I'm trying out a new format. I'm always trying to find ways to improve on the videos. And I think I'm getting to the point where I'm satisfied with the setup and how things are going. The only problem is that now I've gotten used to this kitchen, and in a couple weeks I'll be in a new kitchen. So I have to start all over again, but I pretty much have an idea of how my new kitchen is set up. So it's actually a lot more friendlier for videotaping. And I probably will, well, no, not probably, but I'm going to get an overhead boom so you guys can get an overhead shot of what I'm doing. And that'll make things a lot easier for all of us. So, right now, the chicken is cooking in olive oil and butter. It's already been seasoned. I'm just chopping up some bell peppers. I have my cilantro, so my parsley already chopped up, and that's pretty much the deal. So I'm going to go ahead and move these back off to the side. I have some garlic that I'm going to use a garlic press with in about 10 minutes when I get ready to add it to the sauce. So now we're just letting our chicken cook. Ooh. Yep. So I'm just gonna get my chopboard a little bit of clean off, cause y'all, we gonna start chopping up the cheese, cutting the cheese. All right, so let me get my grater out. So the first cheese that I'm going to be using is going to be the Parmesan cheese. Turn the chicken over. And I like to use fresh Parmesan cheese. I mean, I don't mind using the cheese out of the store that's already pre-grated. But when I'm doing Alfredo, I like to use fresh cheese that hasn't been grated yet. I just think it really like helps with the flavor of the chicken. So, y'all, I don't have a fancy cheese blender, so bear with me. But we're going to use 8 ounces of Parmesan. Then we're going to use 16 ounces of fresh mozzarella. So let's just go ahead and grate this. And I can say it so many times, I love Parmesan and mozzarella cheese fresh. Like, there's no other way to do this. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to let the chicken finish cooking. I'm going to finish grating up the the Parmesan cheese, not the mozzarella cheese. And then I'm going to cut the mozzarella cheese into some strips. And we're going to put it to the side, and we're going to get ready to start setting up for our sauce. So I will see you guys back here in a second. Hey! Don't you? Alright, loves. Oops. Sorry. Got a little boob action. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and remove the delicious chicken from the skillet. I've already finished grating up my Parmesan cheese. And we're going to just let the chicken sit there for a second. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw that bell pepper and the onion into the skillet and let it cook down. And then I'm going to add in half of the cilantro and half of the parsley. And now I'm going to add in, well, let me chop my garlic up a little bit. Because I have 2 cloves of garlic, so to use the garlic press, sometimes I have to cut them in half. And if you guys are wondering about the garlic press, I got this one from IKEA. And it basically just chops your garlic up like really fine, where you don't have to deal with it on your hands. I absolutely love that because I absolutely hate when my hands smell like garlic. And sometimes no matter what you do, you can't get the garlic off. Why am I talking in a strange accent? I don't know. Maybe because I've been watching Downton Abbey. I love British people, y'all. I love their accents. I love their demeanor. Like, British people are so serious, but they're so cute. So we're just getting the garlic in here. Who are my favorite YouTubers? 2 of my favorite YouTubers are European. One is British, and that's Patricia. And I love watching her show. So, her YouTube channel. She's very inspirational too. So now we got the garlic, the bell pepper, and the onion, the cilantro and the parsley into the skillet, and it's just basically rendering down. get all lovely. So now what I'm going to do, I have my Parmesan cheese already chopped up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start slicing up my fresh mozzarella. Okay, well, it's already sliced. Okay, kudos. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just start breaking it up and putting it in there, because this is what's going to really flavor the and I'm going to just, I don't know if I'm going to use all that, so I'm going to set a little bit of it to the side. I have some fresh feta with tomato and basil. I got this from my local store. I actually love feta cheese. Y'all probably think this got multiple personalities. I don't. I'm just like having fun. Like, I'm so excited on days I film. I don't know how many times I can tell y'all that, but like filming day be hype day for me. Like, I be so excited to film for y'all. Like, I be up all night. I get no sleep, so I usually crash after I finish doing a video, because I be so hot. Like, I be so excited to like get on here and do a video for y'all. Like, y'all have no idea. I love y'all. You know, I can be myself with y'all. You know, when I first started YouTube, it was really hard to be myself. I tried to cover up and look super duper modest. Well, I'm modest when I need to be, but like I really kind of like hid myself away, because I didn't want to seem like oversexed or too girly or too southern. But the truth is, I'm a little bit oversexed and girly, and I'm very southern, and I'm extra. So like I don't see a need to hide it anymore. So that's why, you guys, if you look at my first videos when I first started and you look at the videos now, it's a vast difference. That's why. This is Bam. She lived out getting crazy. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start chopping up my chicken into little pieces. It doesn't have to be perfectly cut. You do need to let it rest for a few minutes before you start cutting it, so that you don't get dry chicken. But this just helps to get it, woo, that's tasty, to get it back in the pan, smelling, tasting good. And it just helps when you start to break down the cheese. That's a big old fat chicken, y'all. So, like I've said in the last couple videos, by the time you see this, I'll be in Alabama setting up for you guys, getting ready. I'm going to be getting a few more new pieces of equipment, because it's about to get lit here, y'all. It's about to get lit. Okay, so now all of our veggies have rendered down. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and add in the prosciutto. Let those two make love for a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in our heavy cream. And we're going to add in all of this. If I can get the lid off. Alright. So now, add in that heavy cream. And it is so beautiful. Y'all, I love heavy cream. And I usually only used to buy the Land O'Lakes heavy cream, and then I moved to Kansas and I discovered Himalayan. This cream is by far one of the best creams I've ever used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this camera up a little bit, because I have this little stand right here. You guys can see the second shot, so you guys can see the Alfredo sauce. And we want this to come up to a rolling boil, you know. So we're going to let this heat up for about 10-15 minutes. And then we're going to go in and add in all our cheese, y'all. When I say all the cheese, all the cheese. All the cheese. What I'm going to do right now before I run away is I am going to go ahead and add in the black pepper. That's done. Give it a stir. Add in a little bit more of that fresh cilantro and parsley. And then I'm going to use the rest of it to garnish the dish. Yes, Lord. Yes. Come through, Alfredo sauce. Come through. That looks so crazy. Alright guys, so let me go ahead and get through with the Alfredo sauce. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add in the cheese and the chicken. And voila, we will be done. I'm going to go ahead and get the pasta on. Because I got my water boiling with my olive oil in it. And a little bit of butter and a little bit of salt. So that it does not stick together. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Got me some pull-apart bread in the oven. Got my salads made. Bam! There she go. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know. Alright guys, so what I bought. And now we're going to go ahead and start adding in the cheese. So we have mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, Parmesan cheese. And we're going to put all that in there. And then we're going to add in some feta cheese. Okay, note to self, if you're lactose intolerant, take something for it or don't eat this at all. Because this is not going to love you, okay? Because this is pure dairy at its finest. So we're going to let that start to melt down. And it's going to start to thicken up and come together. And if you feel like your sauce is a little bit too thin, what you can do is you can add in, like, you know that little Parmesan cheese that you put on your pizza? I usually keep that on handy. I have some in the pantry so that when my sauce, if it's a little too thin, I can go ahead and add that in. But as you can see, this starting to melt down. And it's going to turn into this ooey gooey creamy sauce. Like, oh, look at that, y'all. And that feta cheese just gives it a little bit of a kick, that little tang that I like on the back end. It doesn't like catch your palate at the beginning of the dish. It catches it at the end. It's like bam, 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 bam. Okay, I'm gonna stop acting crazy, y'all. Yeah. So if it's not enough mozzarella cheese, then you can just add in a little bit more. If it's not enough cheese, you can just add in the rest of that mozzarella cheese. Oh man. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start going ahead and button down our broccoli. Now, I've seen people boil or steam their broccoli before they start, before they cook their Alfredo. I don't do that because I find that it makes a little bit too soggy. I just throw it into the Alfredo sauce uncooked, and it kind of cooks on its own, so it softens up. And it's on the tail end of the sauce. But yes, I like broccoli in my Alfredo. Sometimes spinach. Some people use spinach, some people use broccoli. It just all depends on what you like, my dear. And this is starting to come together beautifully. That cheese is breaking up. That sauce is so creamy. And it's really starting to thicken up. You just have to keep stirring it. And it just, oh my God. Look at all that yummy. That prosciutto. Oh my goodness. You can see how it's getting thick and creamy. This is going to be a delicious. Oh, I'm losing the sauce. Oh my goodness. No. Oh my God. Okay, guys. I always keep a towel on hand because, you know, I'm a little klutz in the kitchen. Okay. And if your broccolis are a little bit too big, just chop them up to the size that you like them. I find that little kids like Alfredo sauce too. Like my nephew, which if you guys have seen any of my summer videos, he was in a couple of them. Like he came and said, hey, but you know, he was camera shy. But any other time he go on Instagram like this. But he was a little shy when I turned the camera on for to do YouTube videos. So you probably will just see a little bit of clips of him. But yo, usually your boy, he's striking close. He's like, what's up, auntie? He a man, y'all. He Finna be 5. He a man. I don't even know what to do. He don't even eat me no more. You know. But you guys will see more of Cameron when I get to Alabama. Because I'll be 2 hours north of him. So I'll be able to spend more time with him. And I'll be able to spend more time with my other nephew too. Because he's in North Carolina. And his name is Age. So you guys will see more of the family vlogs. You'll learn that everybody in my family is extra. And slightly crazy. And I'm going to have some of my aunts doing a couple of cooking videos with me because everybody in my family can cook. Mine is one of my aunts. No shade. She take healthiness to a whole nother level. like before my grandfather died, she made him some food one time. And he was like, when he left, he was like, I'm an old man. I'm going to die one day, but I'm not going to let this food kill me. She's a nurse, so she's really healthy, but she looks good for her age, so it's working. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the chicken back in. And we're going to finish letting that sauce sticking up with the chicken. And then I'll be back to show you guys the end result. I'm gonna go ahead and finish checking on my pasta, get it ready to get it out of the pot because I like my pasta al dente. And then we're gonna plate this up and we gonna taste it. I've been dancing all day, y'all. Excuse me. Oops, got side boob and stuff, y'all. I'm sorry. You know, but yeah. So also be on the lookout because I'm about to do my first spring lookbook, y'all. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna do one. Yeah. It smells so good. I love you guys. I like letting y'all come into my home. I love doing these videos for y'all. You know, I don't know what I would be doing if I was not doing YouTube. Because there's literally no job market out here for a person like me in Kansas, which when I know when I get back to Alabama, I'll have endless opportunities for work. Because that's where I started my culinary career. But I don't know if I'm going to go back into a traditional type job. I don't make a lot of money here on YouTube. I make like $20 a month. No, I'm not lying. Like I make $20 a month. So I do need to find a little bit more gainful employment. Because you know, if I was trying to do YouTube solely for the benefits of a paycheck, then I wouldn't still be here. But I actually love doing the videos. And I love interacting with you guys. So I'm just going to find me a little part-time job so I can continue to do these videos. And, you know, just use that money to feed into the YouTube channel. Because I feel like this is going to be what Bama Girl is going to be doing. So you guys don't have to worry about me going away. I know the numbers are slow. Sometimes the videos don't get a lot of views. But I'm happy with what I have. And I really appreciate you all. So y'all just hang in there with me. We're going to continue to grow. And as the channel grows, you know, more things will start happening on the channel. So just keep that in mind. Be patient with me. I'm not a big YouTuber, but I will give you guys the best videos that I have. And I invest everything, every little extra dollar I get, I invest into my channel. Because I want to give you guys a good video. And I really appreciate all the love and support. Because I'm not going to cry because I've not always gotten a lot of support from people in my everyday life. And when I get messages from you guys, it just really warms my heart. And it lets me know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm where I'm supposed to be at this point in my life. So thank you all for all the, you know, the lovely comments and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and let this finish melting down, and then I'm going to throw the broccoli in there, and then I'll see you guys back in this there. I just turn into a sap sometimes, y'all. Don't judge me. Alright guys, so as you can see, the Alfredo sauce is starting to thicken up. It's simmering. It's getting there. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in the broth. We're going to add in the broccoli. We're going to let this simmer for about 5 more minutes so the broccoli can get all nice and soft. I think I'm going to add the rest of this broccoli in. I always like to see how much I'm adding in first, especially when it comes to this part. And I'll just hold on to the rest of these couple of little pieces of broccoli for my salad that I'm going to do for you guys. Well, there's not much left with that, but yeah, I'm going to make a salad for you guys tomorrow. So we're going to do 2 videos back to back. I'm nearing the end. As you guys can see, I've taken the flowers down and all my decorative stuff. So we are coming to the end, love, of my journey here in Kansas that you guys started with me here on YouTube, because I started YouTube here in Kansas when my husband was deployed, and it's just morphed into something beautiful. So let's see where the next part of our journey takes us. It's gonna be fun, y'all. I'm gonna take y'all with me on my travels through Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. I'm gonna take y'all on the whole like moving trip, everything. So be on the lookout. Alright, so we're gonna let this simmer for about 5 minutes so that broccoli can get soft up. My bread is done, my salad is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a plate and get my pasta ready, and we're gonna come back and end this vlog. Alright, loves, so we are back and the Alfredo sauce is done and it is so creamy. Oh my goodness. It is so creamy. Now, I like to say if you want your sauce to thicken up a little bit, just give it a second and let it sit with the pasta and it will definitely thicken up. I'm just going to add a little bit of fresh cilantro and parsley on here. And voila! So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get a couple pictures for the thumbnail. And then we are going to taste this God-given, most delicious Alfredo sauce. It just smells so heavenly. Like the sauce is like, oh my God, it's like butter, baby. It's delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and get me a nice little picture of this. And we're going to get our thumbnails together. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to taste this together. And then I got to get up out of here so I can take these people their lunch. Alright, hey loves. So we are done with this video. And the Alfredo sauce turned out perfectly. Got me a little piece of bread. I'm going to see the sauce is like thickened up. It thickens up after it cools down. But I'm going to go ahead and get me a nice little taste, because I've been waiting on it. We're gonna make this a night to remember. Do you remember that song? Leave the name of it down below. Get ready. That was so tasty. Little bit of bread. Bam. Ooh. Yeah. This is delicious. It's so creamy, guys. Look at the way that pasta sauce, that Alfredo sauce is hugging that pasta. Yes, Lord. I love Italian people. I love their food too. Mm. So, I just need one more bite, y'all. This pasta is so delicious. Woo! Dip my bread in a little bit of it. This sauce is so good I can drink it. Alright, so the recipe for this video will be down below, linked in the description box, and you will not be disappointed. I don't use a lot of seasoning in my food, so if you feel the need to add a tad bit more seasoning salt to it, then go ahead. I always add a little bit for my my honey at the end of the recipe when I'm getting ready to add his up separate, because he likes that seasoning salt taste. But other than that, the sauce is just perfect. So with that being said, I really enjoyed doing this video for you guys. As you guys can see, the flowers and stuff are down in the back, and I'm just pretty much on the end tail of getting ready to start packing up the kitchen. So I'm trying to get out as many videos recorded as possible to sustain us while I'm in the process of moving. I just wanted to say I truly do love you guys. I got a message the other day from one of the subscribers here who's local, and it just really like warmed my heart. And I got another message from somebody else, and it warmed my heart, and it made me feel really good about what I'm doing here at Bam Girls Cafe, because it lets me know that I'm doing the right thing and to keep going in the direction that I'm going in. So that's really, you know, good. It makes me feel good that people accept me like they accept Bam, Tay, Octavia, all of her. And I'm just really happy to be here with you guys. So with that being said, remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. Respect everybody. It doesn't matter what their religion is, where they're from, who they love, where they work, what they do for a living, if they're adult, if they're young, if they're elderly. Respect them. And never be afraid to learn something from somebody who's young or old. Doesn't matter. Everybody can teach you something in this life. And you're never too old to learn. That saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, I don't believe in that. I believe anybody can learn as long as they have the will to. And that is why I'm here teaching you guys what I know. Because it just makes me feel good to share what I have with y'all. But remember, food is love. I love you guys. Keep family first in God. And let's have a beautiful week. So, smooches. I'm going to finish eating this pasta though. I ain't going to leave that. Oh, hell. No, I'm not.